Okay, I'm starting at the entry this time, just so that I'm not in front of that Ring camera any longer than I need to be. I'll hit it when we walk out. But here at the entry, you have your garage door on the left, coat closet, hallway to kitchen and dining. That's your hall bath. And then your living family room. This is your family room here. So let's start there. At the entry though, just to show you a little spot you could put a bench and hang your coats. It's as much space as you have there, but it feels nice and open because of this immediate room to the left. So this is a good size. That couch is a good size. You can see that there's room all around it, space, extra cozy with the fireplace. There's actually a film on this two windows here. Probably gets real bright in the morning, I would think, because the sun rises over there. You can see the shade of the sun now behind the house. Gas fireplace, so that's easy, switch on, and nice new vinyl, not newer, I should say, I don't know the age of them, but newer vinyl windows than the original metal ones. Definitely. I don't know about these ones. These ones might be metal. They don't look vinyl. They look like they're painted. We'll have to double check that one. Tried to trick me. We'll have to double check them. Well, they are double. There's one here, pane, and then the front pane. So I think we're double paned. Yay, vinyl. Sorry, double checking that. Sometimes one or two windows will be changed, sometimes that are different or difficult, and those are a little different. So I wanted to take a closer look. Okay, then down the hall. Okay, down the hall. Left is the powder room, which is a good size. Toilet, sink. This is laminate and not an updated cabinet down here. Some others are, but this is an older cabinet that they have painted. It doesn't look terrible, but it is something you can tell has been painted. And, you know, you can just see the edges a little more than the rest. That was a little touch-up paint gone wrong. But looks good, looks updated. Coming down here, you have your laundry right around the corner. Nice separate closed door space for storage and hanging. You have your stairs up to your bedrooms. This dining space is large, and you could probably put a bigger rectangle table in there. Side to walk around or a buffet probably could fit if you had more of a narrow, longer table. This is square, quite good sized. But nice connection between the dining and the outdoor and the kitchen. I don't think this is any bigger than the other home, but it feels like there's more counter space for some reason. Gas stove, updated appliances. Oh, except for your dishwasher, that's not updated. Laminate countertop. Did I already say these floors are vinyl? Yay. Not soft close doors on your cabinetry. So this hanging over, you can add a couple stools for guests or just additional bar seating. Nice deep cabinets and above area if you wanted to store some things up there. Nice big windows, brings lots of light in. Updated light fixtures. Got a nice pantry. Okay, let's go outside. Okay, a nice side yard with your heat pump that's cranking. There is cold air pushed through all those vents. Good side yard. Not as deep as the last one, but you've got more yard for sure because both side yards are amazing. I didn't notice that before. There is some weirdness happening with the paint on this side. Some sides are more hit by the weather. I didn't notice that as much on any other. Just some weird variations in the paint. But it's covered. It just has some more fading than the other walls. We'll show you that in a minute. So this is the garage of the side yard, not their backyard, so that's feels a little more private. This big side yard back here, very nice. This looks like it was probably pressure washed. It probably gets moss on this side. That looks worse in my camera than in person. We have a lot of moss growth in this area, so just pressure washing. This is faded as well. And the caulk gaps. I showed Denise, the front has some caulk missing, but this trim board on the corner doesn't need it because it's not butted to it, it's behind. So that's good. It's just where the two come together. I also saw some hanging insulation down here, which we can ask in the repairs step, the inspection and repairs ask step of the seller to clean up the crawl space. But yes, this paint is faded. Sorry I didn't catch that when I was on with Denise. But I did catch, that's why, it's because I was so distracted about the bottom of just this corner of these boards. Just in this corner has some damage along the bottom. I don't know if it was an animal. It's just kind of odd that it's just this corner. Like this one's all good. And then you get to this box for the fireplace on your living room side, and it's got like that looks like dog chew. They might have had a dog that just liked to eat their siding, you know. That's not a problem. Crazy thing. Okay, so that is all the things to point out about the exterior, but it's all well painted. There's a spot in the front that's got a little wood rot, but it's painted, so it's now covered and shouldn't cause a problem. These doors on the fence open, so if you wanted to park something, RV, boat, other extra car, you could open this up when you're entertaining and let your people park back here, because out front is kind of hard for parking for guests. Just had that idea. So lots of options here. We'll go upstairs. Nice vinyl covered steps, so it's well covered. Some paint chips on the handrail, but nothing major. Up here at the landing on the left, you have your primary. On the right, you have hall bath, 2 bedrooms, and a linen closet. So let's hit your primary. Primary, this is a king. We found out earlier. Enough room on both sides for end tables, big king bed. Got a nook out over here. You could have a dresser under the window. So you do have one big closet, but it's definitely wider than a standard closet. Much wider by probably 3 feet. Standard depth. But that's your only closet. So here is the primary bath. 1 sink, marble countertops. This is an updated vanity. So it has been painted by the cabinet maker. So that looks nice and clean and probably will be a little more durable for you. Little window to crack in here. I was telling Denise that this area is usually wet. We're having the driest spring ever, but we do get like some mold issues. This isn't major, it's smaller, but you can tell there was definitely a moisture condensation thing happening there. They just didn't turn their fan on or crack a window. So that's very common here to need to do. It's the shower only in the primary. And then we'll go down. Okay, go down the hall here. We'll hit the hall bath, which has one vanity. This doesn't have marble, it's just a solid white. It's not anything fancy. Also painted at the factory, so this cabinet has been updated. And you've got lots of space in here and a tub formed surround with a good sized tub. So that's nice. And first bedroom, this is a queen, so this is already bigger than the last home. There's queen with a little room on each side for a side table, about 4 feet here on the end, and a standard closet. Next bedroom is a little bit smaller. I don't think a queen would fit, but it's perfect for an office or a twin bed or a queen pushed in the corner if you wanted to make a guest room. Just have to log roll over there if you had 2 people in it. Standard closet. The ceiling height feels just a little bit shorter than the last house, but not bad, like 7.5 feet maybe, but not bad. Feels good. Here's your linen closet. These are older doors. You can see they painted them white, so they're not paneled like the newer doors. These are all solid doors that they just painted and added updated hardware, except for that one. And you can tell there's just a little age around this one. Everything else feels better. It has nice updated speckle and updated trim that modernizes it, updated handles. So it does feel not its age. So I'm gonna go down and show you the garage. It's a bit full. Just showing you real wood underneath there. It's just painted that shiny white paint. So okay, let's go see the garage. Okay, garage. It's quite crazy and full. I don't think it's as wide to fit 2 cars, but it's also really hard to tell with this bench that's sticking out, this workbench. It's freestanding, it should go. I'll be asking about all of that. This cabinet, all of their things from inside are out here. There's a little storage over here in this nook by the door. And this fridge and freezer, I'll ask if it's staying, but you can see that there's more room in the back. It's deeper than the last one, so your cars would come in probably to here, and then you have about 8 feet over here on this side, probably 6 feet. And then you come back here to your man door and the water heater. Just gonna look for a date on the water heater. Yes, November 19th on the water heater. And the furnace, oh, that's high. Let me see if I can look through all this stuff. Service, install, 2022. Yay. So, fairly new systems. All right, let's go outside. Okay, trying to get away from that ring camera. So here's that rot damage, just a little bit, but they've painted over it. It's just something you're going to want to keep your eye on because it's been painted over. It's protected, but you can just see some deterioration in the wood. It's solid, but you can see it started to get some water damage, but it's solid right now. So, something to keep an eye on. But everything else looks good. It's all painted on the sheathing under there. No other damage out here. The caulk was the other thing. Also a gate, an area to put your mowers and trash cans and all of that. So the street out here on the front, difference from the other neighborhood is just that it's older. That house looks good, but I'm not sure what's going on with all the cars. But there's just more cars in the street. There's no room for guest parking, but that leaves people parking in the street. So you have extra cars. So there's nobody in that driveway, but there's a car out here in the street. And nobody in any of these driveways, but there's a car out here in the street. So it doesn't feel not safe. It feels just like an older neighborhood, but there's kids riding around and cars in the street. It's just busier. It's a busier neighborhood. Now, I'm going to be quiet so you can hear the freeway. So I hear one car that's kind of louder, but otherwise it's just kind of a rush, solid hum that doesn't seem to stand out. But when you get a loud car or a motorcycle, I heard a motorcycle earlier, that does definitely stand out. I'm going down the next street now. This would be where I was last standing showing the video down the so that's nice to know. You only have cars coming from one direction. But look at this now. This was actually the house that I showed last year, was this green one here. And it was like all this going on. You only have this side of the road to be on. And if kids are riding bikes, and there's just so much going on right here. Trash can day, Amazon day. Oh, he's going. Good job. So it's not like these homes are newer. That one looks newer, has new siding. They're taken care of. But it's just a busier neighborhood. Yeah, it's definitely a busier neighborhood. So there's a nice baseball field up here. This is driving out to the main road. There it is, baseball field. So you could come hit ball or run the dogs. Oh, that's a football field. There's a baseball field down here on the corner. Some apartments, some businesses. This is a lot of businesses in this area. Like I said, my doctor's is on the other side of this building, and then there's your baseball field right there. So anyway, I'll send it soon.